So I honestly didn't even know what I was going to say or what I was going to teach today, because my energy and attention has been so focused on what actions I can take internally and externally to support the Black movement. And this is all really fresh territory for me. It's even a little uncomfortable to talk about it still, which I think is natural. But so I've been teaching yoga for almost 9 years, no, almost 10 years. It's been a long time. And for about a 5-month period, I didn't teach any yoga at all. During that time, I was traveling and learning deeply about myself, my ego, the underbelly of this world. And I spent that time really going inward, taking a good look at the duality of my mind, the duality of this world, and I came back a completely different teacher. Completely different. And I'm an extroverted person. But if it wasn't for that introspection, I don't think my life would have turned out the way it turned out. And so I think right now and lately calls for that same introspection, that look inward, noticing the external chaos, the environment we've landed ourselves in as a whole, and seeing where that reflection is and how it shows up within, what we can learn from it. That's today's intention. Breath work first. We're going to just do 2 rounds of Kapalabhati and an inhale retention. I'd like to thread some breath work throughout. We'll see if I remember, because sometimes I get caught up in the flow and then that idea goes bye-bye. So forceful exhales through the nose for Kapalabhati. Belly pumps up and in. It'll look and sound like this. Okay, and the inhale is just a natural rebound to the exhale. If you're new to this, have a hand on the belly to make sure it's pumping up and in, all right? 2 rounds of it, then inhale retention. Close your eyes. When there's all kinds of external dynamics, external stimulation, and we feel reactivity within, this is the fertile grounds for change. Make the choice to dive inward and tend to those grounds. Consciously planting the seeds that you want to plant. Take an inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Seal the lips, inhale through the nose, fill the lungs halfway. Forceful exhales begin. Air is expelled from the lungs every exhale. The inhale is just a little puff after the forceful exhale, clearing out stale energy, stale air, warming up the system from the inside out. If you're new, go slow. If you know this breathing style, work your pace. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, complete exhale. Hold empty. Take a deep inhale, fill up, belly, rib cage, chest, hold at the top. Allow the breath to settle down into the belly. No bandhas here, just feel it. Controlled exhale through both nostrils. Inhale, fill the lungs halfway. Second round of Kapalbhati, begin. Maybe you find a faster pace this round. Maybe you push your edge, creating a little zone of discomfort. Can you center yourself there? Yeah, a little more than halfway. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, complete exhale. Hold empty. Abhyantara Kumbhaka, inhale, fill up belly, rib cage, chest. This time, hold at the top, tuck the chin into the chest, Jalandhara Bandha, shift the volume of the breath downward, and then engage Mula Bandha. Squeeze the pelvic floor muscles in, and then up. Hold here. Direct energy inward instead of energy outward. Feel that you are capable of making that choice. Last 10. Release your root lock, release your chin from your chest, controlled exhale through both nostrils. Lengthen the spine. Deepen the breath. If you'd like to flow to my playlist today, you can reach over and start it now. Lay down onto your back. Supta Baddha Konasana, the bottoms of the feet together, the knees wide. Rest your hands on your belly. Allow gravity to pull the outer edges of the knees down. If you feel kind of weird crampiness in the hips, you can bring blocks or pillows underneath either thigh. Make sure the shoulders are rolled away from the ears. Both sides of the neck are long. Notice what's coming up within you. Notice physically. Notice emotionally. Notice thought form too. Can you learn by listening? Just observing the nature of thought. Observing the nature of emotion. Learning to navigate this internal world teaches us how to navigate the external world. Keep the left leg where it is. Bring the right knee up towards the right armpit. Flex the bottom of the right foot up towards the ceiling. A little variation of half happy baby. You can keep your left leg and Supta Baddha Konasana. Grab right calf, ankle, or foot and pull the right knee down as you flex the right foot up. Continuously press the outer edge of the left knee down into the ground. Breathe. Now extend your right leg out to the side. You can bring your right hand to the inside of the right knee, inside of the right calf. If you're very flexible, maybe you grab the right big toe with your peace fingers. Press out through the right heel. It's okay to have a slight bend to the knee if you really want to grab that toe. Keep the left leg as it is. Press the outer edge of the left knee down, left hip down. Breathe. Listen closely, bend the right knee back in, and then stamp your right foot to the ground above your left thigh. The left knee is still bent. Now, if you want, you can lift the left knee up towards the left elbow, reaching the arms out to a T shape. This should target the outer right hip, maybe the right glute. Gaze can be a neutral or look over your right shoulder. Sometimes I like to press the right knee away with the left hand. Can you choose to observe your practice and everything that arises within it without judging? Without deciding what thoughts deserve to arise, what emotions should show up here. Just watching with an open heart and noticing, oh yeah, I could learn from this. I could learn a little bit from this. Gaze back in neutral, pull the right knee up towards the right armpit, and then drop your right foot in connection with the left, back to Supta Baddha Konasana. Left knee up towards the left armpit. Grab hold of the left calf, ankle, or foot. Pull the left knee down. Try to keep the right knee bent in, right hip in an external rotation. Breathe. Feet and legs should be active. Don't just get in the shape and be like, here I am, and then numb it out, right? On to the next action. Pay attention to the micro details. How you can bring more awareness to the left hip and in the right. How you can intentionally ground through the back body. The more attentive you are, the more you'll learn. Extend the left leg out to the left. You can just grab the inner edge of the knee, calf. If you're very flexible, grab the big toe with the peace fingers. Press out through the heel. Press down through the outer edge of the right knee. Breathe deeply. If you expected to get the body moving quickly, get the heat building, notice how that expectation arises in the mind, arises in the body. It's nice to notice expectations before letting them dictate our reality. On an exhale, bend the left knee back in, stamp your left foot to the outside of the right thigh, creating a little figure 4 shape with the legs. You can send the arms out to a T. If you already really feel it here in the left hip, stay as you are. If you want a little something more, lift the right knee up towards the right elbow. Gaze can be in neutral or over the left shoulder. You can also use your right hand to press the left knee away. If the voice in your mind tries to fill the silence, notice if it fills it with any sort or form of judgment. Now, don't judge the judgment. You'll get yourself in a real loop there. Just kind of smile at it like, oh yeah, there's that human thing. If you lifted the right knee up, go ahead and drop it back down. Pull the left knee up towards the left armpit and then bring the left foot to meet the right in Supta Baddha Konasana. Interlace your fingers at the back of your head. Take an inhale, reach the elbows apart. Keep the neck in neutral. Exhale, peel the shoulder blades off the mat. Hold here. Reach the elbows apart. Lean the head back. Press right foot into left, left foot into right. Hover the feet off the mat. Steady breath. Steady breath. I don't hear Abby breathing much, so I could guess that you're not breathing much at home. Press the knees out. Take another inhale. Exhale, lower everything down. Inhale, full body stretch. Extend the legs, reach the arms up and overhead. Allow the low back to peel from the mat. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, gather the knees into the chest. Curl up into a tight, tiny little ball. Round through the back body. Bring the forehead to meet the knees. Really contract so the shoulder blades peel apart and the back body opens. Breathe into your upper back. Notice that when you have acute awareness of the body, you notice, oh yeah, that part of the body's opening. That's where I need to send my consciousness, my attention, my breath. When you can realize that within yourself, you can realize that outside of yourself. Take an inhale. Exhale, Ardha Navasana. Extend the arms up and overhead. Extend the legs. Shoulder blades are hovering. Heels are hovering. If this is too much for you, bring your arms by your sides instead. The neck is in neutral. Tuck the chin. Extend through the arms, whether they're reaching forward or back. Squeeze the inner thighs. Active along the front midline of the body. Breathe. You can do it. Inhale, full boat. Rise up. You can always grab the backs of the knees if you need to. Exhale, cross at the ankles, roll over the shins. Step back to a high plank, Phalakasana. Shoulders stacked above the wrists, fingers spread wide. Feet are hip width distant apart. Press through the fingertips. Shoulders shift a little further forward than you want to, so you feel your weight in your fingertips. You feel the low belly engaged. Squeeze your glutes, lengthen both sides of the neck. Breathe. On an exhale, right knee up to the right armpit. Breathe. On an inhale, extend the right leg out to the side. Out to the side. Yeah, press through both fingertips. Press the pinky edge side of the right foot up towards the ceiling. Breath is steady and full. Shift your shoulders a little further forward than you want to. Take an inhale. Exhale, three-legged dog, stacking the hips. Swing the right leg back, stack right hip over left. You can keep the right leg in extension or you can bend the knee. Encourage the right shoulder down towards the ground. Take any movements you'd like here. Let that call to action stem from a sensation within yourself. So don't just move like, oh yeah, this is what I always do robotically. Feel the feels and move from there. On an exhale, step your right foot through with core control to a low lunge. If you'd like to continue to take it easy today, you can drop the back knee down. If you want to, keep it lifted. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Right knee is stacked over right ankle. Left heel is lifted. Squeeze the left glute. Reach through the arms. Don't let the rib cage splay out. This is a common mistake. Just draw the belly button up and in and feel like a closure at the midline. Turn your palms to face forward. Link your right thumb, cross your right thumb in front of your left. And then link the thumbs. Very actively link the thumbs. So if you were to pull the wrists apart, it would be like kind of a Chinese finger trap, right? It would hold there. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach the elbows apart and pull the chest forward and through. That right hand might kind of shift back as the left hand shifts forward. Breathe into your upper chest. Inhale, re-extend your arms, palms face each other, look up. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Rotate the left heel down, reach the arms out at shoulder height. If you were to draw a line from right heel, it would intersect the left arch. Drop your left hip slightly. Gaze in the direction of your chest rather than over your right middle finger. Inhale, bring the palms to meet up and overhead. Exhale, bend your elbows, bring your thumbs to the back of the skull. Inhale, lift the center of the chest up, just like you just did. And then exhale, lean your head back as you sink low into the hips. Press the pinky edge side of your left foot. Squeeze right heel towards left arch towards right heel. Notice that there are some parts of the body, within the body, that you feel expansion. There are other parts where you feel contraction. And you can choose to invest your focus in one or the other, or to zoom out and see the bigger picture. Make this shift in consciousness a very important part of your practice. Sink lower into the hips. Inhale, straighten both legs, extend both arms. Squeeze the inner thighs, engage Pada Bandha like you're trying to create a suction cup at the arch of the feet. Squeeze, lift, press the palms, lengthen, take an inhale, look up. Exhale, windmill the hands down to frame the right foot, tuck the toes, low lunge. Inhale, step the right foot back, high plank. And then exhale, draw your left knee into your left armpit. Hold here, breathe, shift your weight forward, shoulders above the wrist, maybe even slightly in front of them. Press through the fingertips, puff up through the back of the heart space. You got it. On an inhale, extend the left leg out to the side. Out to the side, as far as you can. Press the pinky edge side of the left foot up towards the ceiling. Press into the ball of the right foot. We started slow, right? Breathe, Breathe, breathe. Lift it, lift it, lift it. Yes. Take an inhale here. Exhale, swing the left leg up and back, stack left hip over the right, three-legged dog. Encourage your left shoulder down towards the ground. You can bend the left knee. You can take any kind of movement that feels good. Just make sure the pressure in the palms is really active. Your breath providing centered support. Take an inhale, lengthening through the left thigh. Exhale, core control. Step the left foot through to a low lunge. Option to drop the back knee, press down to the feet to rise up. Anjaneyasana, high crescent. Activate back leg, squeeze the right glute, draw the low belly in, reach the arms high. Turn the palms to face forward, cross your left thumb in front of your right. Link your thumbs very actively. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to bend the elbows out and pull the chest up and through. The elbows are actively reaching apart. I know this is a kind of funky arm variation, but don't forget about the stability of the lower body. The only way that we can add on these upper body additions is by the strength and foundation of the lower body. Just the same way that the only way we can learn is if we listen. And the only way we can become a teacher is if we choose to be a student. Low belly in, shoulders above hips. Inhale, re-extend the arms, palms face each other, stay low in the hips. Exhale, rotate the back heel down, Virabhadrasana 2. I'm intentionally maintaining the front knee bend for an extended period of time. Unless you're losing your mind, I want you to try to commit to it. Gaze in the direction the chest is facing, sink the hips low, drop the right hip, inhale, the palms meet up and overhead. Exhale, bend your elbows, thumbs to the back of the skull. Inhale, reach the elbows high, lengthen the triceps, the upper arms. Exhale, lean your head back as you sink low in the hips. We're coming out of the front knee bend so soon. Watch the heat build. Notice the point in your hip, the thigh that is centric to the heat. Notice all parts of it. Breathe. You can do this. Sink a little lower on an exhale. External rotation of that left hip. Inhale, straighten both legs, squeeze the inner thighs, extend the arms. The palms are pressing, shoulders creeping up towards the ears. Squeeze the inner thighs. Kind of feel like you're plugging your leg bones into the hip sockets. Lengthen, lift. Inhale, lift the gaze even. Exhale, windmill the hands down to frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes. Inhale, step your left foot back, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, step up, feet together, big toe edges touch. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips up the shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow forward. Root firmly through the left foot. Inhale, rise up, one-legged Tadasana, arms high. Right knee bends up to hips height. Grab hold of your right ankle, deliver right foot to left inner thigh. If this is not accessible for you, bring it down to the calf. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. You should feel something, bless you, in the right inner thigh. If you don't, there should be more pressure between foot and leg and foot. Option to extend the arms. If you have the wobbles, just keep your prayer palms at heart center. Option to interlace your fingers and bend your elbows, bringing the palms to the back of the head. As you inhale, lifting the chest up. As you exhale, leaning the chest back. Breathe. On an inhale, extend the arms up and overhead and extend your right leg out to the side. Extend your right leg out to the side. Press out through the right heel. Drop the right hip so the hips are level. Now try to reach the toes up towards the ceiling. Notice what musculature in the right leg has to engage to hold it there. You have an external rotation at your right hip, so knee and toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale, swing the right ankle onto the left thigh, prayer palms to heart. Bend the left knee, standing figure four. Breathe here. And if you are tired today, you know you will best learn by taking it easy. You can bring your hands down to the ground. If you'd like to continue to thread some shoulder openers into it, you can sweep the arms back, interlace your fingers, draw the knuckles back, lean the chest forward as you reach your knuckles up and overhead. We'll just be here for 3-4 rounds of breath. Choose the route that best serves your learning, listening, and receiving process. Inhale, rise up, one-legged Tadasana, reach the arms high, right knee bends up to hips high. Exhale, right foot down, fold all the way forward, prayer palms through the midline. Inhale, lift the chest halfway and extend your left leg behind you. And now I want you to swing your left leg across and behind your right leg, tucking the left toes. Now walk your hands up and over to the right, opening up through the left hip and left side body. You can either keep the left heel lifted or you can press it down towards the ground. Just figure out what feels good for you. Breathe. Walk your hands back to center, lift the chest, and extend the left leg back at hips height. Exhale, pull your left knee into your left armpit. Press down to the fingertips, lift onto the ball of the right foot, center your gaze between the hands, and just play with the idea that maybe you could lift the right foot off the ground. That's how much you're lifting the left knee, pressing through the fingertips, lifting the right heel. Breathe. Bring full intention and attention to this. Press through the palms. Take an inhale. Exhale, right heel down. Step your left foot up next to your right. Bow forward. Inhale, rise up. One-legged Tadasana, other side. Left knee bends up to hips height. Flex your left foot. Grab hold of your left ankle. Left foot to right inner thigh or calf. Wherever you can create the most pressure between left foot, right thigh, right leg, left foot. Option to maintain prayer palms to the heart. Option to extend the arms, interlace the fingers, and bring the palms to the back of the head. You may want to lift your chest and lean the head back. If you have very solid balance here, you might want to drop the chin to the chest, elbows framing the face. The natural world is set up in this way that there's this beautiful back and forth of giving and receiving. And when there's a great imbalance in one direction, that becomes clear. As yogis, sometimes we catch that when it's more subtle, and other times we don't. But it's our duty to bring it into balance to the best of our ability. Inhale to extend the arms up and extend the left leg out. Flex or point the left foot. I don't care which one, but the left foot's very active. There's external rotation at the hip, and you're lifting it as high as you can. Notice if the left hip jacks up, just to so you feel like you get the leg higher. Drop it down. It's okay if the leg lowers. Full quadricep engagement. This upper leg muscle is hugging to the bone. Are you breathing? Take an inhale here. Exhale, swing the left leg across, left ankle to right thigh, prayer palms to heart, bend the right knee. If you know, okay, to really dive in, I got to bring my hands to the ground and chill, do that. If you'd like to take that shoulder opener, awkward interlace of the fingers. Inhale, knuckles back, crown forward. Exhale, bow forward, bending the right knee deeper with every exhale. You know what's best for you in this process. Yeah, just a few more rounds of breath. You can do it. And those who've been holding on that right leg the whole time. I personally like the struggle a little bit because you get to see what kind of stories the mind creates about it. And know that that's not you. That's not you, boo. On an inhale, rise up. Abby's over it. One-legged Tadasana. Reach the arms high. Left knee bends up to hips height. Exhale, left foot down, fold all the way forward. Prayer palms to the midline. Inhale, halfway lift with the chest. Extend your right leg to hips height. Exhale, cross the right leg as far as you can behind the left, over to the left side. Tuck the right toes, and then walk your hands up and over to the left. You can either lift the right heel really high if that feels good, or you can press the right heel down. Relax your head and neck and breathe through right outer hip, right side body. Inhale, walk your hands back to center. Lift that right heel up to hips height. Exhale, root the palms firmly and bring your right knee up into the right armpit. Press through the fingertips. You can bend the left knee as deeply as you exhale. Root the palms firmly and bring your right knee up into the right armpit. Press through the fingertips. You can bend the left knee as deeply as you need to. Lift your left heel. Press into the fingertips. Pull the right knee up and into the armpit. Imagine that you're going to float that left foot. That's how much energy you're putting into the hands. You might even just be like a ballerina on that left big toe. Wow, it's really hard to cue from down here. Press through the fingertips. Steady the breath. Yes, press, press, press. You're trying to push up into a jump back handstand. Press, press, press. Take an inhale. Exhale, root the left heel down. Step your right foot up next to your left. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips up the shins, lengthen the legs, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, swing the right leg out to the side. So you're pressing the pinky edge side of the right foot up towards the ceiling. Send the hips up and back. This is easier than in the high plank, right? Press the left heel down. Use the abductors to lift the right heel up. Higher, higher, higher. Encourage the right shoulder down. Take an inhale. Exhale, right knee to right armpit. Shift the shoulders forward. Option to stay here. Option to go straight into an elbow bend. If you bend the elbows are stacked above the wrist. Good, Abby. Shoulders at elbows height. Breathe. If you have a hurdler's pose in your practice, you know what to do. Breathe. Breathe. Good. On an inhale, bring that left foot down if you're in hurdlers. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly, earth huggers pose. Right knee is out at hips height. Slide your hands out at about 6 to 8 inch diagonal from the shoulders and tent up your fingers. 6 to 8 inch diagonal from the shoulders. Bring your chin to the mat. On an inhale, lift your chest up. Press the left hip down. Press the inner edge of the right thigh down. Roll the shoulder blades down and back. If it feels like you can't get up, come back down. Walk your hands a few inches further back. Press down to lift the heart up. Encourage the right inner thigh down towards the ground. Breathe. Lift a little higher in the chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the forehead down. Hands underneath the shoulders. Connect your right foot to your left inner thigh or left inner calf. So tree pose variation in the legs. Tuck your left toes under. On an inhale, press up to a high plank. Yes, good. On an exhale, rotate to the pinky edge side of your left foot. Inhale your right arm high. Vashisthasana, tree pose variation. Lift your hips. Of course, if you're like, geez, Nikki, you're really working us today. This is a no-go in my body. You can take the left knee down and just extend the right leg. You can even bring right foot to left calf if you really want that external rotation. Breathe. On an exhale, right palm down. You're still in your tree pose variation. And then inhale, send that right hip up and back, stacking the hips once again. Woo, and take circles, shake it out, do what you want to do with it. Breathe. Inhale, right leg re-extends, hips leveled. Exhale, right foot down, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Lengthening the spine, lengthening both legs. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, swing the left leg out to the side. Swing the left leg out to the side. So the left toes are pointing up towards the top of the mat. The pinky edge side of the left foot is facing the ceiling, and you're using those abductor muscles to lift the left leg. Encourage the left shoulder down. Press the right heel down. Breathe. 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 On an exhale, left knee to left armpit, you can hold here. You can bend your elbows, holding here. You can nuzzle right elbow into right hip and move into hurdlers. Know your body, know your practice, and check in with where you're at today. Rather than doing, maybe you're the student of a simpler pose, a simpler posture today. Good. If you're in hurdlers, drop the right foot down. On an exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. All the way down to the belly. Earth huggers pose. Left knee is out at a 90-degree angle. Hands are tented up about 6 inches at a diagonal from the shoulders. Bring the chin to the mat. On an inhale, press through the top of the right leg. Lift the chest. Lift the chest. Fingers are tented. Roll the shoulder blades down and back. Now, once you're lifted, the legs are very engaged. Press the left inner thigh down. Press the top of the right foot down. Pull the chest forward and through. Breathe deeply. Don't just go through the motions. What are you feeling here? Where do you feel it the most? Ask yourselves as many times as possible, is this an emotional trigger for me? And why? Take another inhale, lift the chest up, up, up. Exhale, lower the chest down, hands underneath the shoulders. Tree pose, left foot to right inner thigh or to the calf. Create pressure. Tuck the right toes under. Do your best. You can use the right knee if you need to. Inhale, press up. High plank. Use your exhale to rotate to the pinky edge side of the right foot. Inhale, Vashisthasana, left arm high. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to fall. And if your body's like, and you need to take a variation, just take supported side plank. Drop the right knee down. You could extend the left leg or bring left foot to right calf. Breathe. You can do it. Lift the hips up. Press the right palm down and forward. Take an inhale. Stay in your tree pose variation. Exhale, left palm down. Maintaining the left hip in external rotation. Inhale, stack the left hip up and over the right. Just separating the foot from the leg. Encourage the left shoulder down. Take any motions, wiggles, shakes you want to. Inhale, left leg re-extends, hips leveled. Exhale, left foot down to the mat. Center yourself in breath. It's such a humbling experience to treat everyone and everything as a teacher. Sometimes I'll just listen solely to the breath and say, yep, the breath is my teacher. The breath is my guru. A lot of times I'm a Scorpio. I love that shadow work. I pick people in my life who are huge triggers for me, who I can't stand being around. I say, okay, this person's my teacher. What can I learn from this? These major revolutions in our society are great teachers. What are you choosing to learn? Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, step up, feet together, big toe I just touch. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up to one-legged Tadasana, arms high, right knee bends up to hips height. Reach the right arm down to the inside of the right knee and press the right knee out. So you can just stay here, pressing arm into knee and knee into arm. If you're a little bit more advanced practitioner, you can grab your right big toe with your right peace fingers. You can extend the left arm to the side and then extend the right leg to the side, dropping the right hip down. Uttita Padangustasana, Uttita Hasta Padangustasana 2. It's okay to have a slight bend in the knee as long as you're pressing through the foot, keeping the right shoulder stacked above the right hip. Breath is steady. You got it. Take another inhale. If the toe's bound, release it. On an exhale, swing the right leg across the left, cross for eagle pose. See if you can bring the top of the right foot to the back of the left calf. Just bring your prayer palms to heart for this one. You can stay here, especially if you have the wobbles, or you can extend your arms, bend your elbows, bring the thumbs to the back of the skull. Inhale to lean your head back, maintain that pressure, and then exhale, you can fold belly towards thighs. Left knee is bent, weight in the left heel, breathe. Just a few rounds of breath, you got it. Challenge yourself. If challenging yourself means taking a break when you wouldn't normally, then do that. If challenging yourself means pushing past when you wouldn't normally, there you have it. Inhale, unravel one-legged Tadasana. Arms extend, right knee bends. At any point when you feel reactive in the mind, when you're not sure of where you stand on the giving or receiving side, general rule of thumb, close your eyes and breathe. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, arms high, left knee bends up to hips height. Open the eyes up. It'll make balancing a lot easier. And then exhale, sweep the left arm out and down, left arm to the inside of the left knee. Press knee into arm, arm into knee. Option to stay here. Option to reach down and grab your left big toe. Option to stay here, drop your left hip, or you can reach the right arm to the side and then extend the left leg. Even if the leg isn't in full extension, the knee can be slightly bent and you're just kind of creating this tug of war between hand and foot, foot and hand. Breath. Take another inhale. Those of you with the toe bound, release it. Exhale, prayer palms to heart, eagle stance. Cross your left leg over the right, squeeze at the inner thighs. Pull the left hip back so the knee center out. You can also use the toes as a kickstand. If you're wobbling a lot, this class is already a challenge, stay here. If you want more, inhale, extend the arms, bend your elbows, thumbs to the back of the head. Inhale, lean the head back, and then option to bow the chest forward, maintaining the pressure between your upper back and your thumbs, so you're pushing them against each other. Sink low in the hips every exhale. Almost there. Go to your edge. Inhale, unravel, one-legged Tadasana, arms high, left knee bends, arms extend. Exhale, left foot down, fold all the way forward, prayer palms through your midline. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to a high plank. Inhale, right leg hovers. Exhale, right knee to right wrist. Right ankle towards left wrist as close as you can get it. Use the musculature of the leg. And then drop the right shin off and leave it where it lands. Slide your left leg as far back as you can. Lift the chest up. Inhale. Exhale. Ekapada Rajakapotasana. Bow forward. Half pigeon. Encourage your left hip down and forward, right hip in an external rotation. And breathe down into the low belly. If it feels good in your body, you can extend the arms and walk them up and over to the left. Just an option. I know in the last week or more, really, I've had a lot of opportunities to take a good look at my own ego. And it can be such an immense amount of suffering if you go there. And it can be an incredible experience of humbling freedom if you go there. If you walked your hands up and over to the left, center them out. Walk your hands back towards your right shin. Tuck your left toe. Inhale, extend the right leg up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. On an exhale, shift forward to a high plank. Inhale, hover the left leg. Use the core strength we've built. Exhale, left knee to left wrist. Left ankle towards right wrist, as close as you can get it. And then lay the shin down. Slide the right knee all the way back. Walk the shoulders back above the hips. Deep inhale. Exhale, bow forward. Some of the greatest lessons I've learned in my life have come with surrendering to the idea that I'm not always right. Learning to say and share heartfelt apologies. And learning to listen. Yeah, some of the most beautiful and powerful relationships in my life have gifted me the opportunity of those lessons. And now we get to experience that as a collective. force if you walked your hands up and over. You'll want to take it up and over to the right on this side. Just a few more rounds of breath. Walk your hands to the side, bring them back to center. Coming out of this pose, hands back towards the left shin, tuck the right toe. Inhale, left leg up and back. Any movements, any motions you'd like. And then left foot down for our final down dog. Sometimes it takes visiting and revisiting a certain situation, circumstance, issue for us to really get it. I think it probably took me 100 down dogs before I really had an aha down dog click. Always open to learning more. Exhale, drop the knees down to the ground. Turn around, sit on your bum. Knees are bent, bring the feet to the wide edges of the mat. And roll down onto your back. Drop both knees over to the right. Look down and make sure your left knee is lined up with your left hip socket. You could stay here. You could bring your right ankle on your left thigh. You could stay here. You can reach the left arm up and overhead, creating a little extra bit of length through the left side. Sometimes I like to bend the left elbow and bring the palm to the upper back, and then reach the elbow high to create even more length. Just options. Your body knows. The left elbow is bent, re-extend the arm. And then exhale, bring the left arm down by the side, the right ankle to the ground. Inhale, shift it up through center, feet to the wide edges. Exhale, knees to the left, look down, right knee lines up with right hip socket. You could bring left ankle onto right thigh. These are all just add-ons. You can reach the right arm up and overhead. You can bend the right elbow and bring the palm to the upper back, and then reach the right elbow high. Keep the breath consistent, steady, and supportive. The right elbow is bent. Inhale, re-extend the right arm. Exhale, drop the left ankle off to the ground, sweeping the right arm down. Inhale, knees into center, and then just sway the knees side to side a few times. If there are any motions or any movements you want to take to release the low back, go for it. And rather doing our usual tight ball squeeze, we're going to do a little breath work before Shavasana. So set up your corpse pose pretty intentionally. Extend the legs out, feet hip width distant apart or wider. Roll the shoulder blades down and back so the heart space is open, the palms are face up. The last style of breathing we'll do is a 2-part breath through the nose and a passive exhale through the mouth. So the first inhale through the nose is into the belly and then into the chest. And the exhale is passive through the mouth, like, so it's not, you're not forcing the air out. It's just a little puff. So real time, it sounds like this. You can begin. Yeah, keep the rhythm going. Stick with it. I know it can feel a little exhausting. Bringing large amounts of oxygen to your body. You're about halfway through. Give it your all. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time, push all the air out of the lungs. Empty every last little bit of air out, 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 and then hold empty. Relax the body as you hold. Hold empty. Hold empty. And then take a deep inhale through the nose. Fill up belly, rib cage, chest, and then hold full. Relax the body as you hold. And I want you to hold for as long as it feels right in your body. Test your limits. Don't let the mind decide. Let the body decide. And when you really can't hold anymore, exhale through the nose. Return to natural breathing. And just enjoy Shavasana. Deepen your breath. Forever a student. Learning from the happenings within oneself. Learning from the happenings outside of oneself. Bring some movement back into the body. You know you need more time in stillness and introspection, and stay in Shavasana. When you're ready, inhale to a full body stretch and feel that stretch. Feel it. Feel it from the toes to the crown of the head to the tip of your pinky fingers. And then exhale, knees to your chest. Roll to your right side in a fetal position. Press up to a seat. Bring your hands in prayer at your heart center. I'm so grateful for the times that I get to be a student. And this is one of those very important times. Let's close practice with one Om and 3 Shantis. Shanti means peace. Send it out the way you want to. Inhale to Om. Namaste. I love you guys. I hope you've been taking the deep dive like I have during these times. Whoa. I'm going to make an announcement today on social media. As you know, the experience of union and the experience of seva, selfless service, are 2 very important values in reUnify. The feeling of community, union and community, and selfless service. So we're going to offer 3 different things to help support the Black community. One of which is a free month of yoga for any Black yogis who feel like they need the support. If you know anyone, connect them to me. I'll send out the code. The second of which is the Seva program. For the second financial quarter of this year, we'll go to a local Black organization. I still have to do some research around that. And the third of which is I'm going to invest money and time into an inclusivity training for myself to make the reUnify community and the practices offered here more inclusive. It's time to take action, guys. If you feel triggered, it's time to take a good look. Love, 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 love you.